Prime Minister Narendra Modi's New Africa policy marks a definitive shift in India's geopolitical strategy, transitioning from historical sentimentality to proactive, institutionalized engagement. Formally structured around the 10 guiding principles articulated during his 2018 address to the Ugandan parliament, this policy prioritizes Africa at the apex of India's foreign policy matrix. It focuses on digital connectivity, agricultural cooperation, climate change, and maritime security in the Indian Ocean. The tangible effectiveness of this modern framework becomes particularly apparent when contrasted with the approaches of previous governments. Historically, India's engagement with Africa under administrations like the United Progressive Alliance, UPA, or early post-independence governments was primarily anchored in ideological solidarity. This older approach leaned heavily on the shared legacy of anti-colonialism, the non-aligned movement, NEM, and periodic, centralized high-level summits like the India-Africa Forum Summits, IFS. While this built immense goodwill, critics often noted that the engagement lacked structural depth, suffered from slow project implementation, and remained transactional between major summits. The Modi administration transformed this paradigm through unmatched diplomatic saturation and execution. To bridge the gap of stagnant diplomacy, India opened 18 new embassies across the African continent between 2018 and 2022, expanding its structural footprint to 43 missions. Furthermore, the frequency of high-level visits spiked significantly, with the president, vice president, and prime minister visiting nearly every African nation to decentralize bilateral ties away from traditional hubs like South Africa or Nigeria. Unlike the previous development aid model, the current policy operates on a demand-driven, collaborative model rather than a donor-recipient template. This is heavily backed by robust financial mechanisms, including over $10 billion in concessional lines of credit and multi-million-dollar health and development funds. This approach is specifically designed to position India as a reliable, debt-free alternative to China's aggressive infrastructure pushes. The crowning achievement of this strategy occurred during India's G20 presidency, where New Delhi successfully advocated for the African Union, AU, to become a permanent G20 member. By doing so, India successfully elevated African voices to the highest table of global economic governance. Ultimately, while previous governments laid a strong foundation of emotional and ideological alignment, the Modi government's New Africa policy has effectively translated that historic soft power into structural, tangible, and high-impact geopolitical capital. Please subscribe to our channel and like and share our videos.